You stop tolerating and calling it spiritually acceptance. Oh, I'm just accepting what is. You stop doing that because you become alive. You become a fiery, feisty, feast-like. Like a feast, it's a feast, right? You're devouring it. You become this on-fire expression of infinity, and infinity does not tolerate anything or not tolerate anything. Either one is fine. But to become a more effective expression of infinity, you have to learn to listen to your higher self, and that comes with the inability to tolerate your own suffering. So as soon as you suffer, you start naturally bringing consciousness to that. Why do I suffer? You don't go, oh, it's all accepted. Let me just suffer it. We'll move on. Let me just hold the space for it. Holding space is beautiful. But at some point, you know that space is already holding the space. And it just becomes obvious. So you can start living your life within the context of knowing space is space. Okay? And then you can become more effective and more embodied and allow the energy to open up. It's like your veins, your energetic veins start expanding and quadrupling in their size. The information they can let through. The sense of being alive that they can let through. You become a vessel, a channel, a conduit of higher wisdom, of higher love. And there's no arrogance in that. There is no room for arrogance in that. The moment you become arrogant, you collapse to a lower level of openness. But the more you learn to not come to any conclusions and to not tolerate your own suffering, but to ask, why am I suffering? Be absolutely adamant about resolving why you are suffering. Because you care about your life, do you not? Do you not care about creation? If you don't signal off, and you're always signaling off something, so get out of the state of mediocrity, get out of the state of the automatic mind, and become alive, become awake to caring about creation, because creation cares about itself. It doesn't want to do redundant things that have already been explored before that don't induce greater liveliness. So care about your life. The moment you care about your life, you're signaling that off, and everything else starts to care about you and support you and facilitate that accelerated, penetrated force of consciousness, waking up, expanding and manifesting different realities according to your true heart's frequency. So care about your well-being. Many people do not give a damn about their well-being. They just don't care. No, it's okay. What would it mean if a mediocre person would have to step out of their mediocrity and stop accepting their suffering? It would mean a lot of things. But be ready for that. Be willing to face these lots of things. It takes some energy, it takes some commitment, it takes some bravery, and it takes some transformational time to step out of decades of automatic realities, automatic assumptions, ideas that don't include you but only other people's minds. To step out of that and to take a responsibility, vibrational responsibility, to take back your consciousness, your empowerment. It takes a lot of things, yes. But if you have the courage and willingness to do that because you care about your life, you will absolutely support it in that transformational process. Absolutely support it. To the point of unconditional love for yourself. Complete autonomy. You and your life. You and your life. Can you imagine that? No more seeking for another in any way. No more daddy and mommy will you approve of what I do. Ever. You and God. As one channel, one direct telephone line. That is empowerment. You're not waiting for anyone else to approve of who you are. You're absolutely overwhelming life with who you are, because that's how creation creates and expands. So care about your well-being more than you've ever done before. Yes, make a point out of it. That's not non-acceptance. That's absolute acceptance of the fact that creation wants to create through you in the most effective, joyful way. To accept that means to be adamant about what makes you suffer and why, and to resolve that. Do not live in mediocrity unless you like it. Do you like it? Planet Earth is getting out of that, and it's forcing you to get out of it as well. Will you follow? Will you hop on the train that's coming? Or are you happy with where you're at? Which again is not the same thing as understanding true acceptance. Is a wholly different story than what most of you have been taught in spirituality. I promise you that. Very few people have a true clue of what true acceptance is. And that's okay. There's one stage of acceptance, which is to see that you can accept what is and don't have to struggle with it. That's a baby step. Don't make too big a deal out of it. Oh, it's so hard to accept things. Of course it is, because it's already accepted. So to try to accept something, yes, that can take a lifetime of practice, of being a monk, or whatever. You want to pour that into whatever form. Of course, it can take a lifetime because it's not a true practice. You're trying to fake something that's already been done. Of course, you can take a lifetime trying to succeed at that 100% because you can't, because it's a false practice. Instead, relax for 2 to 5 seconds. Recognize the infinite, endless acceptance of this moment that's already given by the space that is existence. So you recognize the acceptance that already is. You're not trying to imitate what already is. You're trying to become an expression of what already is, what's already available. Does that make sense? No? Yes? Okay, thank you for your participation. Thank you for caring about your life. Thank you for caring about this moment. Thank you for caring about this meeting. Thank you for caring about what you're going to do in 15 minutes or now. Thank you for caring what resonates and what does not resonate, so that you become an ever more specific, precise resonance example of what it is like to be creation awake to its creatorship. Okay. Get over your mediocrity. I know it's safe. I know it's comfortable to suffer. It's comfortable to suffer. It's comfortable to not have to take back reins. It's comfortable to imitate acceptance. So you'd never actually have to take a step. You never actually have to uproot any old ideas. You can just accept them. But to take action on behalf of creation's intention to explore itself, now there is true acceptance. Now there is a power to be reckoned with. Now there is an aliveness. There is a true connector to all that is, so much more viscerally that I cannot even describe how different my experience is now from when I thought it was all about acceptance. There is no difference. I mean, there is no difference. But there is this enormous difference. There's no way to define or describe the difference. More and more and more, I feel that I cannot explain my experience to you guys. I can only hint at it. I can only glimpse you at it so that you can take that information and make it your own. I may seem like many things in the service, depending on the beholder, depending upon the eye of the perceiver. But I cannot explain myself. I cannot show you my full self other than an example. And even then, it's up to your interpretation, so it's not an accurate teaching. Because you can think of me whatever you want to think of me. But I can just share with you from the bottom of my heart that there is no bottom to my heart. And that there is no end to this. And that right now, the way I experience life cannot be put into words that you are all familiar with. I don't have the words for that, and you don't have the words for that. But I can hint at it. And so my teachings hint at it. They leave a trail. Follow the teaching, and you'll follow the trail and make it your own. So you too become that accelerative comet that every month or so, looking back upon itself a month ago, can no longer explain the difference. It's just too vast. It's too expensive. It takes everything you have. It takes full-on commitment, full-on care about every tiny, single detail of your being. If you can't conjure up that type of care for yourself, then expect yourself to stay in the slouchy state. The couch hangers. No judgment. By couch hanger, I mean hanging out in victimization. You have to start caring step by step at your own pace, but accelerated. Have the intention to care about every detail of your freaking consciousness. Why am I experiencing contraction about this apple falling on the ground? Why? Investigate. Make a big deal out of it. Don't diminish it in the name of spirituality. Make a big deal out of it. Of course, you're not dramatizing it. You're just making it this enormous opportunity to see something about yourself that you're excited about. Make every event a really excited, focused event. And nothing can stop you in conventional reality. When you do this, when you have this type of willingness, and often people ask me again, like, what was, if you could boil down, what got you to the space that you're in this amount of time or at this age, it would be that perseverance, which fails to describe the word, but true commitment, true devotion, true care and interest.